Hey, what's going on? It's Taisophon, and I'm coming at you guys with another video. This topic I'm going to give my opinion on is a little old, but I have to give my 2 cents on it with all the research I've been doing on this. So there's been some controversy around the upcoming game Assassin's Creed Shadows that has gotten people from certain demographics bitching and moaning about it. This controversy all starts because of a character named Yasuke, who's said to be a real person from back in the Sengoku period of Japan, or feudal Japan. According to developers, he's the first and only black samurai in the history of Japan. Yasuke is supposed to be this big, strong, and tall samurai that everyone respects. He's accompanied by a female shinobi named Naoe, which also turned out to be problematic for certain people, but that's a topic for a different day. What seems to be the main problem for people is that you have to control a black samurai in Yasuke, which doesn't make sense or sit well with some players. You have some people who say that it makes more sense to have a Japanese samurai instead of a black samurai, since this game takes place in Japan, and also this is the first game in the series that takes place in Japan as well. I can understand this point of view, especially coming from Japanese players, because the franchise is finally taking place in your country based on your country's history, religion, and all that good stuff. You finally get a game that represents your country just to see a black man or a black samurai as one of the main characters. Some people might say it would make more sense to just have two Japanese characters instead, like a male Japanese samurai working alongside Naoe, a Japanese female shinobi. Now, I don't see this as a big problem. I think Ubisoft did Japan justice with Yasuke, considering that he's such a prominent figure in Japan. He also works alongside a Japanese woman in Naoe, which seems like she might have an even bigger role than Yasuke in this game. His history, what he did, and where he came from are discussed in great detail by Japanese YouTubers. You have authors writing books about Yasuke speaking very highly of him. You know, ancient warlords like Nobunaga respected him so much that he made him pretty much his right-hand man. I think that's cool of Ubisoft to take real-life historical figures like this, regardless of race, to represent Japan in a video game. I just find it ridiculous that some of us can't get past the race of characters in a video game, for God's sake, and be able to look past it and see the bigger picture. Some might say that Yasuke being in the game is Ubisoft trying to pander to the black audience because that's the cool thing to do now. I understand that argument as well, but it's negated by the fact that Yasuke was a real historical figure in Japan and not as some random black guy placed in feudal Japan for shits and giggles. Am I complaining? No. As a black individual myself, it's nice to see our people on the screen and learn more about black historical figures and history, since a lot of ours has been lost. And as black people, we don't need handouts. That's not going to do our community any good either. I'm actually happy that Ubisoft chose to go with Yasuke as one of their protagonists, because if it wasn't for this game, I wouldn't have known squat about this dope ass character. I couldn't care less what his race is. Just learning about specific historical events and historical figures in our society has always been interesting to me. I'm not even an Assassin's Creed fan like that, and I want to know more about the first black samurai to ever live and get more information on his backstory, but not in videos, not in the text of a book, but in the art form of a video game. That's just my stance on this whole controversy. Let me know down below how you feel about Yasuke and Assassin's Creed Shadows in general. Is it a day one, week one, month one purchase for you? If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to keep up with more of my videos, hit the subscribe button. This has been Taisophon, and I'm out, people. Later.